Good morning, and you're very welcome. My brief is simply to explain to you, for those of you who don't know, the basics of choice theory, because it's choice theory that is used as the basis for the quality school, as it is used for reality therapy that William Glasser created in the early 60s. And I would hope that in a few words I can summarize choice theory for you. But I have an unexpected thing first. You're all going to be invited to a restaurant. Now, maybe more than one restaurant, but I do have to warn you that it is in fact a virtual restaurant, right? So don't raise your hopes too high. But look at the menu, it's not bad, you know. The very best of cordon bleu recipes, right? What about French onion soup, or even fresh onion soup, melon parisienne, best Irish beef, and so on. And just to be sure, we've had these examined by a department inspector, and the department has passed them all, except the tiramisu only got an F. It's a wee bit soggy, but edible, you know. Do you think you would like this restaurant? I don't hear much enthusiasm. Thank you very much for me organising that. You know. Okay, a C, a B minus for the melon parisienne, a D for the best Irish beef. Sounds a little bit iffy. Let's try another place. Adolfito's. Now, Adolfito has personality. He knows what he wants, right? And this is how he treats his guests. You're 10 minutes late for your booking. Don't sit there. Wear a tie. Ladies may not wear trouser suits. I'm reminded of Shirley MacLaine was told this once going into a restaurant. Madam, ladies are not allowed to wear trousers in this restaurant. So what did Shirley MacLaine do? She took them off and went on in. Okay, do you think you'd be attracted to this restaurant? Sounds a bit iffy as well. And what am I really talking about? Schools. You see, the students can't leave. They're kind of stuck. But they're stuck with B's and C's and D's rather than A's. And they're stuck with what we call an external controlled environment in the very traditional school. In a very traditional school. And they can't leave, so what they do is they switch off, right? And the school completion program, which is a very admirable program, but it must not just be about bums and seats. It must be about heads on seats and hearts, right? So let me introduce you into choice theory. Choice theory says, I can control myself, right? I cannot control other people, and other people cannot control me. If you only need, if you have a short memory like myself, just remember the first line. I control myself. That is the rock bottom foundation of choice theory. I control myself, right? This means that husbands cannot control their wives. Well, we always knew that, didn't we? Yeah. Wives can't control their husbands either. I mean, try the toilet seat test, it never fails, It will never be in the right position. And parents cannot control their children. And teachers cannot control their students. You cannot control another human being. They might do your bidding, but it doesn't mean you're controlling them, right? And principals cannot control their teachers. Sorry, Dan. And politicians cannot control citizens. After yesterday's budget, we can have a revolution if we want. I'm not suggesting it, but maybe. One country cannot control another. In Ireland, we know about that, right? And the Croats and the Slovenians. Yeah? We cannot control other people. We can tie them up, but we cannot control them. This sign was spotted by Alfie Cohn, a wonderful educationalist from Boston, in a school somewhere. He wasn't sure whether they were joking. The beatings will continue until morale improves. When people try to control us, and Glasser suggests there are 7 ways that they use: criticism, blaming, complaining, nagging, threatening, punishing, and bribing. And bribing includes giving rewards. It also includes praise. I don't have time to talk about this today, but there's a lot of research saying praise is dangerous. Praise creates conformity. The alternative, by the way, is affirmation rather than praise. But all these are attempts to control from the outside. And if you want a good example, the next time someone gives you a kiss, give them a reward. Give them €1 or $1 or 1,000 kuna. It won't work, right? What we do when people try to control us is this. We resist. We put all our efforts into defense. We are no longer thinking for ourselves. We are thinking defensively. And so the thinking seizes up. And we begin to reject the other person. And if we do conform, we do the minimum. And nothing when the controller goes. Am I right? Mm-hmm. We all do this, and it's in judo they use this. You know, if you push against the person, they push back. So in judo they use that to get the person over their head. They resist. They resist external control. Okay, so what can we do? There's no point in taking away a solution and not putting in another one. If I cannot control others, I can influence them if I have a good relationship with them. And Glasser points out that one of the problems is when we try to control other people, we are damaging the very thing that would work. We're damaging the relationship, right? These are one of the 3 stepping stones to setting up a quality school. I'm not going to get into them in detail. Awareness of quality, caring environment, evaluation by self. I just want to remind you one final point. And I have this to remind me. A branch. It's a story about the chap who fell over the cliff. You've probably all heard it. Chap fell over the cliff, and he was fortunate enough to grab a little branch. And there he was, hanging with the branch, and he shouts, "Is there anybody up there?" Silence. 20 minutes later, "Is there anybody up there?" Silence. An hour later, "Is there anybody up there?" And there was a roll of thunder and a crash of lightning, and the heavens opened, and a voice said, with an Irish accent of course, the voice said, "I am here, my child. Let go of the branch, and I will send my angels to lower you down to the earth 1,000 feet below." Is there anybody else up there? In education, we have a branch. We have whatever works for us. And we hold on to it. And we're right to hold on to it until there's another branch that's stronger. Or until there's something that will in fact sort us out. Now, that is what we hope to offer you today. And at that point, I want to hand you over to the other branch. Our branch in the United States, Miss Charlotte Welland from the Murray High School, and she will tell you about herself. And these people in front, they don't look like students because they look far too mature, but they are in fact students. So thank you. Over to Charlotte.